It is a beautiful sunny day. First sunny day in a long time. Sunny days here often mean that it's cold though, so it's -5 Celsius right now. Clear, that's about 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Beautiful thing about a sunny day like this though, is that it means it's going to be even warmer in the greenhouse. So in the greenhouse, here right now, 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Things are looking good. I am just going to pack up and head to one of our plots that I haven't been to in a long time and see if I can harvest some kale out of that field for a customer. And Mark today has just harvested another half bed of lettuce here, and so we're still cranking along in this greenhouse. It's doing pretty good. All right, I got a few totes. Now I'm going to hop in the van and go and check out this plot. I know that it's going to be covered in snow. This stuff hasn't been covered for the winter like some of our other crops, so we'll see how it's going to look. I don't really know. See what we do. All right, I haven't been here in almost a couple of months, so the plot is completely covered in snow. None of these crops are really overwintered, but here's my kale. So once we shake it off, it's still there. Stuff is pretty frozen though. I'm not sure if it's going to be that usable. I have tried it in the past and it's okay for my own personal use. Whether I'm comfortable selling it to a customer, I'm not exactly sure. I'm thinking, I told my customer I'd have some of this. I told him that it was out in the open, so it'd be a bit dodgy. I think what I'll do is harvest a bunch, keep a bunch for myself and juicing, and I'll sell him it. And if the customer doesn't like it, then I'll discount them. But you know, I'd rather fulfill the order and do the best I can. And if it doesn't work, they're not happy, they can have it, no problem. It's real easy to harvest when it's frozen. It comes off like nothing. Well, I've got about all the kale I can carry. I think I've got at least 20 pounds here, so we'll see if it thaws out and maintains its vitality. I have no idea. We'll see. So I'm back here with that kale, packed it up into boxes, and we'll see. We'll see if it survives or not. So I just wanted to show you guys something real quick. Coming in the greenhouse here. So we're going through this lettuce, and we've essentially been harvesting this way. So though actually there was one half a bed back there that was the first to get harvested, but it's almost ready to cut again. So it's kind of neat. You can kind of see the succession here. And this is pretty much, this is all we have for greens now. Like this is it. So if we burn through this in the next few weeks, we have nothing, or we're basically waiting for the next regeneration. So we just cut half a bed. So what we're doing right now is we're cutting half a bed twice a week. So we're cutting one full bed per week. So this bed here, this third from the end, this bed will be, the next half of that will be cut on Friday. Next week we've got this bed. Next week we've got that bed. And then by the fourth week, we're in no man's land, essentially. We're hoping that we'll start to see some regeneration, as the thing that's interesting about pushing in there is that we're December 12th today, and we will be pushing into the new year by the time this is done. The interesting thing about the new year is that the sun starts to come back in the sky. So after the winter solstice, that marks the time that the sun comes back in the sky. This is the basis of all religions, which is interesting, but that's another story. So by then, we're hoping we can have some more. And so one thing I will point out too, we have this half a bed of Red Russian and Tatsoi. We're going to start cutting parts of that to put into the salad mix. And we do have another half a bed of lettuce over in the back here. This production as we see it right now will take us into January 3rd. Then by then, I'm hoping we can start successioning these more. There is a chance we're gonna have a gap in production, and where that actually might happen is over the holidays. We'll see. You know, the restaurants might slow down. Right now, we're basically selling to 2 grocery stores, 2 or 3 distributors. We're about to lose one for they take time off, and 3 restaurants. So at least 2 of those restaurants are going to drop off for the holidays. So that means we'll have less. We'll be moving less stuff to them, and that means we'll have more stuff for the grocery stores, meaning that we might be able to space out this production more than the 3.5 weeks that I'm calculating here. We'll see. You never know. You know, all you can do is the best you can and hope for the best. We've had a ton of snow in the last week, and it's been the worst I've seen in years. I've never seen it so bad, at least since I was a kid. So I've had my work cut out for me. I've actually been plowing the entire block. My neighbor Gordon, he's a really awesome old guy. I try to be more like him every day. He's a very, very generous member of the neighborhood or community, and he does a lot of great work for all the people. He plows the driveways of some of the elderly folks here, so I try to match him by plowing the sidewalks. In fact, I do the whole block all the way around because the city doesn't do it. And they've plowed onto the snow plows come through and now undone all of my work, and so now I'm gonna plow it back onto the street. It was amazing the other day, crazy snowstorm yesterday, and I was out. I had to do the whole block twice. Well, not that I had to, I wanted to. And it was really cool because I met about 4 different people, but I had 2 of those people come up to me and thank me because one of them had some kind of like herniated disc or something. I don't know whatever it was, but some kind of medical problem that prevented them from being very mobile, and they were very, very thankful that I was doing the sidewalk for them because they weren't able to do it themselves. Another guy who was a neighbor of mine 2 doors down, who I'd met in the past because I've been plowing the streets here for at least 2 years, and he came and thanked me too because he had just had back surgery. And so he was very thankful. He gave me a big handful of these energy bars that he distributes, and so he was very thankful. But you know, it's super cool when you put yourself out there to do good things for people just for the sake of doing them. It really, really connects you to the people in your area or just anybody in general. And I call this social equity, and I'm going to do another video on it talking about it more. But a big part of how I've built my business has been through social equity, just through good relationships and doing good things and helping people. And it's really simple. It's nothing new. I certainly didn't invent it. I certainly didn't invent the term. Other people refer to social capital. And this basic idea is that the good things you do for people, the relationships you build, have an intrinsic value to them. You can't quantify it by a number, but it is probably the most important thing you can do in your life. And this is what it always amazes me, how people go through business screwing people over and they somehow get along. And it's like, whenever I see people doing that, they don't last very long. Some people end up on the streets. You know, if you don't go out and do good things and help people, or you go through life and you're screwing people over and you're always looking over your shoulder to make sure that somebody's not getting back at you for screwing them over, it's a horrible way to live. It's a thing that stacks on itself. And I find there's this, I refer to it, the law of abundance, and there's many words for it, and I didn't invent that term either, but abundance stacks on abundance. So you do more good things for people, that will stack, and it will exponentially grow. So if you surround yourself with good people, you have good habits, you do good things, more good things will happen to you exponentially. And the same goes on the negative side. And so I say that scarcity mindset stacks exponentially as well. And I know for myself, there had been parts of my life where I was surrounded by negative people, I had negative habits, I had negative thoughts, and I continuously attracted those kind of people to me. It's kind of like that old saying, misery loves company, and I find it's very true. And so I found that my goal in life is to create as much capital wealth as I can, be that capital wealth financial, social, resource-based, knowledge, family. There's many different forms of capital, but to create as much capital wealth as I can so that I can share it. Because if I was still grinding it out and just trying to get by on ends meet, I wouldn't have the time or the desire to go out and do good things in my neighborhood. But because I've worked hard to build those things for myself, I can enjoy that luxury, and I consider it a luxury to be able to do good things for people, and I think we should all strive to do the same thing. So I'm going to finish today's vlog on that thought. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm actually loving the winter, having spent some time in Mexico this winter already and being down in Memphis where it's a lot warmer. I really appreciate where I come from, and I really love where I live, and I find that the more I travel, the more I appreciate it more. So I hope you guys can find some value in that today. If you want to see more stuff like this, please hit the subscribe button right now. Like and share these videos with friends, and check out my website, theurbanfarmer.co, where you've got links to my online course, my book, my one-day workshop, and if you're so inclined, you can make a donation to the show, which is much appreciated and always welcome, and it definitely affords me the time to continuously make videos each day. You can do that at theurbanfarmer.co/support. All right, guys, see you soon.